Morning all. Got a delivery this morning, so let's see who's here. Get the gate open. Here we are, I can hear the vehicle. That's great, thank you. Is there any paperwork?
Not really, not anymore.
That's fine. Okay, this battery is now charged and I've got to change the battery over onto the pig pen, and it's really heavy. I can barely lift it, but with careful manoeuvring I can do it. Here goes, lift it up into the, there we go. Whew. Grass all growing inside of here. Put all that out. It's all grown up inside the box. reconnect terminals. Is it on? Yeah, it's clicking. Right into my barrow. Mum, yours is here. Come on, sweetie. Oh well, back indoors now. Got the oven on and it's warming up a little bit now. So I've got my sausages cooking. That's great. I wanted to talk a little bit about this climate summit that's going on in Scotland at the moment. And yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot in the news, particularly on the BBC, about it. But what is worrying me quite a bit, and seems to be a bit of an issue that I think we need to be dealing with, or we need help dealing with, is the fact that all of this climate crisis that we're currently facing, as far as the BBC concerned, is they use all pictures of farm animals. When you actually go to the article, it's actually nothing about eating meat or not eating meat. It's about the climate crisis and the amount of carbon that's being consumed and the amount of methane that's being produced. Or, 80 cows on a field will produce about 180 tonnes of methane, including the use of tractors and equipment and the whole process for them going to beef. And that same group of cows sequesters 500 tonnes of the pasture, sequesters 500 tonnes of carbon. So the cows produce 180 and the pasture sequesters 500. So actually there is a shortfall there, and those cows are actually doing a good job because they're completing the carbon cycle and improving the soils at the same time, and we get a highly nutritious and nutrient-dense food from that process. Yet they seem to be being completely blamed. Now, when you look at all the mapping and the statistics about methane production, the areas of highest methane are in the cities. This is not where cows are. This is where humans live. So when you actually read the article, it was all about the highest offenders of methane production, which are landfill sites and cities generally. So there are sort of key areas that need to be, rubbish. I mean, yes, we've been told we've got to eat less meat, but what isn't being promoted is the fact that the meat we should be eating should be from local sources, from grass-fed animals. And there's very little said on the BBC. It's just all like, stop eating meat, you're going to save the planet. And people are falling for this left, right and centre. And I wonder why. What is their motivation? Are they being backed by corporate businesses that have got interests in the plant-based meat industry that's currently sprung up? Because it does all seem to be, that there's a lot of a push that way at the moment, which is fine, and I'm sure the vegans are all very happy that there's been a 2% increase in veganism in the past few years because of this push. But that's only 2%, and there's still a very quite small minority, the vegan community, bless them. And the majority of people still eat meat, and there are lots of people who feel they have to eat meat, or they can't eat all these grains and because they're intolerant to them. So meat is a very highly dense source of protein, and there are a lot of us out there who do care very deeply about our animals and love them dearly. And some of them, when you've got a herd, do have to go for meat. Actually, for my herd, it's minimal, quite a minimal amount that I actually produce in pork that go to the abattoir in a year. I'm looking at 4 pigs in the whole year for my little holding here that will go to be made into pork for my consumption. And also I do sell a bit of pork. I'm licensed to do that, and I have my own website. And what I do is I ask people to buy the pork or order the pork just before the pig goes. So we've got one going or two going quite soon. One is sold completely as a whole pig, and the other one will be made into cuts. So, you know, people have ordered a share, if you like. That it's a share of the pig, and they order their share and they put it into their freezers. So it goes straight from the butchery and the abattoir and is delivered straight to the customers. I deliver countrywide. And it's keeping our little herd going. I mean, I've kept my my business small, and because I want to keep my pigs in a particular way. I want them, you know, and it takes time to build all the pens and get them all contained, and they get out quite often. But I've got a big acreage of field that they can roam in, so it's not too much of a problem. But if I was to increase my herd by so many, I would need quite a lot more fences put up and more security for the pigs. So yeah, hopefully we can resolve this. I'm going to be getting onto the unions and making some noise about it. There are quite a lot of farmers who are kind of high profile, like Gareth Wyn-Jones in Wales, who is very concerned and is putting out a lot of information about the sustainability of British meat, lamb in particular for him as a Welsh hill farmer. They're out there on Facebook. You can find them. These small producers, just like me, who have small herds. If not, come to my website. I'm cornishblackpigs.co.uk, and you can purchase my products and I can deliver them to you as long as they're in mainland Britain. And yeah, fill those freezers. Get a nice selection of pork rolls, chops, sausages, bacon in a box. Put it in your freezer, and you know you're eating ethically sourced meat. You know that those animals have had a lovely life. So I wouldn't normally talk about this, but it is so massively in the news and all over social media at the moment that I feel it's really, really important.